Hi, everybody. It's Eamon here. Welcome to another Pat Monk Presents podcast. Today, all the way from Singapore, we have a very special guest. We have Salima from Airboxr. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Eamon. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. So we're excited to learn a little bit more about Airboxr. So for those of people who are tuning in or loyal listeners, take a moment to explain a little bit about what it is you do, how you help people and businesses, and give us the general lowdown on Airboxr.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. So Airboxr, it's all about making business decisions more effectively through automation. So what our platform does is that it automates data analysis on your e-commerce store. It helps you to find answers to important questions about how your business is doing in just one click. That's a short answer.
Great. And I hear that, you have some exciting things happening at the moment with AI, generated suggestions and stuff like that. Can you maybe go into a little bit more detail of, what that involves?
Yes, absolutely. So just a quick overview of what Airboxr does. It does two main things. One is that it uncovers hidden insights on the business. So we actually have like a timeline of insights, like a business health check. The other thing is that it automates reporting. So we are just launching a new feature. Everyone's getting into AI, and so we are now providing AI generated suggestions as to how you can improve your business based on the insights that we uncover on your business. So for example, if you have certain keywords that are performing well, we do have an insight to tell you this is doing really well. We also then suggest other keywords that you can use to, improve your visibility. And I think the most recent one that we've launched, we're really excited about, is a product suggestion. So for example, if you have a product that's selling really well, we do have AI generated suggestions on other kinds of products that you can use, you can build and create to improve your bottom line. So yeah.
Fantastic. No, that sounds really interesting. And what kind of industries are you mainly focused in?
Yeah, so right now we're focusing fully on e-commerce. Actually, we had a whole journey of figuring out who we were going to focus on, and we realized that e-commerce is really close to our hearts. Direct-to-consumer brands, that's something that both the co-founders and also myself have had some prior experience in. So, we know the struggles, we have those experiences, and we thought like, there are these problems that need to be solved. We should solve them. So yeah, right now we're fully focusing on Shopify stores. So for those who are not on Shopify stores, sorry about that. But we really want to understand the needs of this community of Shopify merchants more deeply first. We really want to serve their needs the best. And once we're satisfied that we have a really deep understanding of what they need, how we can help them, then we'll definitely start looking at how we can serve merchants on other platforms too.
No, exactly. And like when you're focusing, like, let's say e-commerce specifically on, Shopify, the ecosystem, and that it's a pretty big ecosystem. What kind of channels, what's working at you best at the moment regarding, gaining new clients? I mean, is it your website? Is it outreach, LinkedIn, advertising? What's working well?
I think with like most companies, we do, I guess, a mix of both inbound and outbound marketing. Right now we're a product-led company, so we do try to focus more on inbound. I would say that we are very, very heavy on content. So we actually publish, articles every single week. We talk about topics that we think would be of interest to direct-to-consumer stores. So, for example, previously we ran a series of showcase articles. We showcase the best practices of some of the fastest growing brands worldwide. I'm sure you've heard of them, brands like Aloe Yoga, Huel, ColourPop, Rothy's, really, really big brands. We think there are learning points from that our audience can learn from. And more recently, we started writing about, more strategic things like building a business strategy, how to decide what metrics to track for your store. Should you start selling your products on Shopify or Amazon, topics like these. And we also deep dive into specific topics like, for example, how you can convert visitors to customers with just a few tweaks on your website, or how to optimize your checkout flow to reduce cart abandonment, things like that. And we give really specific examples from, successful D2C brands too. So you're essentially learning from the best.
Exactly. And like what you're saying with content and a lot of stuff happening regarding inbound, I mean, how important is your website at converting all these new visitors into, calls or demos or trials and so on and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. It's super important because we do try and bring all the traffic onto our blog and our landing pages. So we do try our best to optimize our website as well, to try and get people signed up.
Perfect. And to kind of switch gears a little bit and let's say look at you, Salima, as a leader in marketing and looking at that, I mean, what keeps you busy, on a day-to-day basis at Airboxr?
Yeah, on a day-to-day basis. Well, we're a really early stage company, and in my role, I do growth. So we do a lot of things. I would say that every single day I'm running a different growth experiment. So we're like constantly trying new things. I joined Airboxr like 1.5 years ago, and I think we've run like an average of maybe like 3 experiments a month. Like a conservative estimate. So I feel like, if you do the math over the last 18 months, we've done like 54 experiments. I feel like that's pretty representative.
Sounds like
Yeah.
you're busy. Sounds like you're
Real busy. Yeah, but now we have a really good product. I'm really happy about that. Really excited to see how people are using it and benefiting from it. So that's why we're trying to get do inbound right. And it's kind of tricky because SEO is a long game. I'm sure you know that as well. And we're seeing some success with some paid search keywords, which is great. So now we're looking at basically different points along the funnel, the customer journey funnel, and see how we can optimize that. Yeah, so do you want to hear more about that, or?
No, what I'd like to do is switch it a little bit, like because we're coming up towards the end, what I'd like to do is maybe some rapid fire questions. So if you're ready for the hot seat, I can hit you with some quick questions if you like.
Oh, okay, exciting. It's like a game show.
Like a game show. Exactly. So what was for example, the last book you read?
Oh my God. I don't read books, but I'm supposed to be reading a book. I can't remember what it's called. It's called Sell Like Crazy. That's definitely a workbook. That's not a
Very good. And for example, let's say if you go back to, like you're saying, you're with Airboxr for 1.5 years. If you have to go back and it's your very first day, your very first month again, what advice would you give to yourself? What would you do differently or change?
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I remember what I was like 1.5 years ago when I was like fresh in the industry. I didn't really know what to expect. So I think what I would say to myself is to stay calm and try and get a view on the big picture. Because, when you're working on growth, there are just so many things that you have to do all at once. And it's really easy to feel overwhelmed and stretched thin. So I would tell younger me, take breaks, take time for yourself, make sure you have a balanced lifestyle so that you can be at your best.
Wow, amazing. I'm thinking the same. If I had to start all over again, is exactly what you just said, Salima. So look, what I want to do is give you the last word. Okay, so imagine if everybody who's listening to this, imagine they just forgot everything that we just said. If there was one thing that you wanted them to leave the podcast thinking about, Airboxr, what would that be?
Yeah. If you don't remember anything but this, just remember it's Airboxr, as in BOXR. There's no E. And also, no, we don't sell boxers.
So thank you very much. And that is it for today's episode. So Salima, thank you so much for your time. And everybody else, I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Pat Monk Presents. All the best and bye-bye.
Thank you, Eamon. Bye.